1.
What's up, CrossFAT fans? This is Brady Bercumpus kicking off our first official podcast to start off the 2020 season. We're very excited about the developments that we've had going on recently. Most of you know we just released the 20-1 challenge yesterday. There's been quite a bit of buzz about that. Stuff has really blown up. The Instagram's kicking off, and we figured we'd add a podcast. I have here with me today the founder and CEO, Jared Shoemaker. Welcome, Jared. How's it going, man?
Hey, Brady. I'm happy to be here, man. And really, guys, we're just so excited to really get this thing off the ground. I mean, there truly isn't any other competitions like this. I've been talking to my friends at Coney Island at the Nathan's Hot Dog competition, and they're worried. They're worried about what we're doing here, and that's because of you, our fan base, and how big this thing is getting. So, I mean, I think this thing is really special. It's really turned into more than we ever expected, and we're just so grateful that it is what it is. And you know, I'm working out here in the DC office. Brady's up in Seattle, and we're just we're honestly getting global. We got people in Korea that are participating, and Mexico. So this is really something special, Brady.
Absolutely, this thing is really taking off, and you know, I'm a corporate guy, so at my corporate job, all I could think about was CrossFAT and how this is my true passion. And you know, one day soon I can see myself, you know, having to move to this full time because the workload's getting so big. So it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's kind of tough to balance now, school and work, and now this is really our passion, though. So I think we need to maybe dump some more time in this, and I think there's some really special things that come. But Brady, you want to kind of talk about our special guest today?
Yeah, so CrossFatters, without further ado, we have Christian Corbett with us today, the reigning CrossFAT champion. He's here. We're going to discuss seasons past and talk strategy for 20-1, see what he's thinking, what's going through his head. And welcome to the show, Chris. Thanks for making the time.
Hey, guys. Really happy to be here. I couldn't ask for a better crew to be talking with tonight. As I'm prepping for this new season, it's always great to get my head around what we're trying to accomplish and really set the trajectory for this sport going forward. So, yeah.
Great. So Chris, what have you been doing this off season to kind of get ready for the new year and some of the new competitions? I know you know about the first one coming up, but what's kind of been your strategy in the off season?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's been a bit sporadic for me. I've been keeping busy with work and yeah, I heard you on the line talking about how trying to balance the food and the work thing, but every weekend, man, I just forget about work. I put it past me and I focus entirely on competitive eating. Recently I was in Chicago and I was fortunate enough to bounce around doing a chicken sandwich taste test tour. And I want to give a couple shout outs to some of the best chicken sandwiches I've had. A place called Crisp. I'm kind of a local there now. And a place called Crisp. Great chicken sandwiches with a little Korean flair. A place called Budlong. They make a great spicy chicken sandwich. And my goal here was to really see how many I could eat in one day. And I only managed to make it to 3 of them. But I'm hoping that has been enough training for me in the chicken sandwich category to really push it to the next level. I'm really hoping that the commissioner, that you guys come up with a good chicken sandwich challenge here shortly. And that's kind of where I've been going with it. Oh, also shout out to the Bucket Boys in, I believe it was September or October. We were able to do the $20 bucket challenge. And I'm sure you can tell the listeners about that later on in possibly another challenge. But yeah, man, I've been trying to stay focused.
Yeah, and on the bucket challenge. So as a CEO, I want to get involved in every challenge. I don't want to ask you guys to do anything that I'm not willing to do. So
Of
the bucket
course.
challenge, we got Chris and we got another great competitor, Jason, and the three of us we did that. So that was
Yeah.
taking down the $20 bucket from
Hey.
KFC. Yeah, and
Yeah. That's. I gotta say, man, that it doesn't look like a lot on paper, but I would challenge anyone to try to do that in one sitting, because that was really something else. And I really think it can push me to that next level, So
And I think, well, maybe we do bring that into the fold. People are going to have a lot of questions about the side options and how to approach that, because that is a strategical one right there. I think
Oh,
more than others.
come on. Yeah, without a doubt. I added in the biscuits for a little extra challenge for myself, and trying to knock down 4 biscuits after you've had those 12 chicken tenders, or at least I had the 12 chicken tenders. It's next level, man. And I'd say it's one of my toughest challenges to date. But
And we don't want to get in the weeds on Chris's bone versus not bone.
Yeah,
but there is, I mean, you guys can read about it out there. There's some stuff. But
there's plenty of press out there.
There's some chinks in the armor for sure.
I wouldn't call it that, but hey, we're not here to debate, are we? We're here to spread the word about competitive eating.
Chris,
that's true.
I wanted to ask you, Chris, you've kind of been hanging around the top of the CrossFAT world for, coming on 4 seasons now. Can you elaborate on just what's it like to be doing this at such a high level, and sort of really what pops out in my mind was 17-2 when you just took over the 5 Guys challenge. And, I mean, that kind of just cemented you on top. I mean, what's it been like for the past 4 seasons?
Yeah, I mean, that first season, I got to say, was very exciting stuff. We were just growing the sport back then, so there was only a few competitors at the very beginning, but being able to see what I could accomplish in that really gave me the confidence to continue along this journey. That 5 Guys challenge, that was a sprint, and I kind of want to get into the challenges of trying to do sprint eating, trying to do marathon eating. It requires you got to be skilled at all types of disciplines here, and that's the cool thing about CrossFAT is you can't just be a sprint eater. You can't be a guy who can down 5 pizzas in one sitting. You got to be all the above. And I think as the sport continues to grow, we're going to get a lot more competition in that scene. And I can't say I'll win every single challenge this season, because I've seen some of these competitors that are looking to do this hot dog challenge coming up, and it'll be a tough one. It really will. And I might not be at the top.
Would you categorize the hot dog as a sprint or a marathon in your approach to it? And I don't want you to we're not asking for trade secrets here.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to get into a technical analysis on this, but in my mind, 8 hot dogs, that's going to be a sprint, and you're going to have to eat quick, because it's 4 time, as the COO said, and 8 hot dogs is not a lot. You might be full if you got a small stomach, but I don't think I'm going to be full after this. It's going to be figuring out a way to get those down as fast as possible. And wow, I've got a couple ideas. I pulled out the whiteboard last night and was writing down some info and did some research on my own. So.
Yeah, and as you know, we got fans we got a fan chiming in last night from the Northeast region, and he's talking about
yeah. You know what? I wanted to refrain from commenting on that, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it, because if this guy thinks grilling your hot dogs is the best strategy and you want to get liquid out, I would have to disagree on that. And I don't want to say how I'm going to cook my hot dogs, but it's definitely not going to be drying them out, because the last thing you want is chewing on that hot dog, that last one, and you can't swallow it because you have a ball of bread and dry meat in your mouth. That is just absolutely ridiculous. But hey, all respect to him for chiming in. At least he's commenting and being active in the community, so you got to respect that.
Yeah.
This challenge 20-1, just to clarify, 8 hot dogs, ballpark length, 1-to-1 bun ratio. I mean, we left a lot of room open for interpretation on this one. It's going to be really interesting to see the ideas that people come out of the woodwork with. I'm just really interested to see what these competitive eaters and these fathletes, the ideas they come up with.
And to everyone listening right now who is going to compete, I'd love for them to share what their strategy was going into it. Maybe comment on some posts or hit up the boys at CrossFAT and let them know how you were able to do it and what you did. Because that's going to be super interesting for me. Because, there's so many strategies and each person has their own method. So we'll see, man.
And Chris, I hate to bring this up because this gets a little controversial, but I know a lot of people in the past have discounted your victories because of your height.
Wow.
What do you got to say? What do you think about that?
Wow. So we had to go there, huh? You know what? I've dealt with it my entire life. I've always been a good competitive eater, even when I was short. I think when the 5'8" Chris came into the building, he could beat a lot of you 6-foot guys out there. I've always been good at it, regardless of my height, regardless of my age. To discount me because of my height, I think is disrespectful. And I'd be willing to challenge anyone that says it's a height thing. I'll eat twice as much as you in one sitting.
Whoa.
That's a standing challenge. That's a standing challenge to anyone below 6 feet who's a little insecure about their height and wants to come at the champion.
Okay.
Chris, aren't you a little bit nervous about, I mean, we're definitely going to have the largest participation by far of any season. That doesn't make you nervous?
You know what? Yes, I am absolutely nervous. This sprint thing and the fact that all the competitors are not there, you don't have the psych out factor. You can't really talk crap to people when they're walking into the building. I really miss that about 17 or this season of 17. But doing this remote, it's just as interesting and has a lot more factors that play into it, except the psychological one. And I'm a little disappointed. I'd love to maybe have a meetup here in San Francisco to any San Francisco listeners out there. We can meet up, make our hot dogs how we want to, and compete head-to-head, face-to-face with a whole lot of shit talking.
You heard it. Our West Coast team and our Palo Alto team. He wants you to come out. That's an invitation from the champion to eat with him. I mean,
that's right.
you just don't see that, and that's the kind of athletes we have here. We don't have these guys aren't keep to themselves and don't want to talk to the fans. He wants you to come out and eat with him. So I recommend taking him up on that because I've been there. I've been on the table with him a couple times, and it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I think we think back to Papa John's.
Hey, the Papa John's day, man, the day that will always resonate.
We're gonna leak some. We might leak a little video footage from that one.
You got to. Hey, I'm asking full requests. I want to see that video. I want the viewers and listeners to see that video so they can truly understand what it takes at all types of levels, not just being a good eater, but being a good sport.
And that's what it's all about.
Hey, it truly is. But yeah, so I'd love to hear any strategies you guys can share. I mean, Brady, are you going to be doing this? Where's your head at? I know you've kind of sat out in past challenges. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a try this season. I'm not a very good eater, but of course I may try the scaled version, which I want to make sure everyone knows is definitely an option for those eaters who want to participate but can't quite make it all the way to the big leagues. I think personally, I think it's that dryness and moisture is going to be a big factor because, those buns, if you're hammering 3 or 4 quickly in a row without getting a proper chew and digestion, you can find yourself, in a bread factory in your esophagus and just be clogged up and just be done.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the critiques I used to take, and still kind of do back in the 2017 season, especially because I don't eat, a lot of times I don't eat the crust on the pizza.
Oh,
So
yep.
so it was brought up, and it did play a factor that I didn't properly prepare because I've been skipping crust. So, and
Yeah,
that's this off season's been a little different. My training methods, and I did go extra crispy at the bucket challenge, just to kind of show everybody that I'm not afraid of bread. I'm not afraid of breading. It's a new year.
Yeah, and it really plays into what I was saying earlier. You got to be good at everything. You can't be a specialist. I know in the past you've said that you're an ice cream specialist, and we haven't really seen an ice cream challenge, but you can't just rely on that to be a true champion in CrossFat. But
That's
yeah,
true.
this is a good first challenge, and I'm excited to see some of those numbers that posts.
Chris, when are you planning on doing your challenge and submitting your entry?
That's good question. I've done a complete dry fast today. Tomorrow I'll probably rely on ramen to get me through the day. It's filling and mostly water, so I'll keep that stomach expanded. I'll be ready to go on Saturday. I'm kicking for a Saturday afternoon, maybe 2 p.m. thing. But I'd love to see some numbers posts to kind of have something to chase. I'm a big competitor.
I had some messages on the Instagram the past couple days from a lot of ladies are looking for you to go live. Are you willing to do that? Go live on the Instagram?
Oh yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a play it by ear thing. Sometimes you'll wake up one day on a competition day and you're not quite mentally ready to compete, and you don't want people to see you suffer. But we'll see. I might try to do a practice run early Saturday morning. Do like maybe a 2 hot dog practice run. See what I can get those down in. Just to get a feel for it.
That is a technique.
I'm not trying to give away all my secrets here to success, but I just want to get an idea of what time I'm shooting for, and I just get a realistic sense of how long this should take me. 8 hot dogs.
And I do want to put a word of caution out there for some new athletes we have. That is a professional experience move to do 2 additional hot dogs a day of. So
you don't try that.
That's not for everybody. That's not, if you're new, I don't know. That is something that jeepers, man.
Yeah, you don't want to waste all of your energy doing your warm up routine. But for me, hey, to each their own, and that's my warm up team that I rely on, is to kind of build that confidence up by downing 1 or 2 hot dogs and just see how I'm feeling.
Will we see you sporting any of your new sponsorships for this one, or is it going to be a surprise?
It's going to have to be a surprise. I'm still finalizing some contracts and negotiations as far as sponsorships are concerned. My agent's working 24/7 trying to get that in before the season starts, because I think the championship round this season, or the finals, I'm going to have to fly out to wherever it's hosted and make this happen in person. If I make it, though, hey, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We'll see.
Yeah. I think you had the right idea. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our friends at Ballpark Hot Dogs and how all they've done for us, and really, this is the hot dog to go with. We had Nathan's, we had Kosher, we had all the big names, but Ballpark, they sold us on their quality, how they've been willing to work with us. So we're really happy to work with them.
That's great. Before I take off here, I'd love to see if you could provide us with a sneak peek of what this season has in store for us. Are you able to do that, or is it all a secret right now?
I can't. I mean, we're working hard, and we've tested a lot of options. I can say that there will be, for sure, this season there will be some dessert type challenges. So
wow,
we haven't hit that realm yet, but this is the year we're going to step into that realm.
That is something. Okay. Well, hey.
And I think you'll see a repeat this year too. I think you'll see a repeat of the 17 season. So I'm not saying which one. I'm not saying which one, but I think we're gonna see a repeat.
Yeah, we need to. Hey, a little nostalgia never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, yeah.
Well, I know, Chris. I know you got to take off, and we're all busy with life, and you got a lot of training to do and everything as we get ready for as the new season approaches here this weekend. So really
Absolutely.
appreciate you having you on and all that you do for the sport.
Hey, thanks for having me on,
Yeah.
guys. And,
Thanks, Chris.
Yep. Keep spreading the word. Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And viewers, listeners, thanks for tuning in. And one more thanks to our sponsors at Five Guys Restaurants. Just a reminder, we posted a Throwback Thursday trivia question. Please DM the correct answer to the Instagram, and you'll be entered to win a tour of a Five Guys restaurant. So go ahead and check that out. And Jared, CEO, founder, thanks for your time. We know you got a busy schedule running this whole corporation, and I think everyone's really excited for this season.
Yeah, Brady, and I appreciate all that you do and coming up with helping coming up with the events and getting you're the voice. You are the face of CrossFAT. When people think about it, they think about you. They think about you on the whiteboard, that first competition, and the energy that you bring. And this last post was really phenomenal. So I think,
just doing my job. Don't mention it. Hoping to get some more production value going as the announcements keep coming. So I'm just excited for this weekend. I want to see what these athletes can come up with. It's going to be really.
I'm so excited. It really is. So
really is.
All
great.
right, guys. Well, we're excited to hear. Please call in and message us in on the Instagram what you think of the podcast, and if there's anything that we can answer your questions on here. So we'll do this weekly.
All right,
everybody.
Have a good one, Fathletes.